Hi, my name is John Jordan with the Sail and Ski Center, and this is our video delivery. Alright, first step today, to hook it up to the trailer. We're going to put the brake adapter in here for the lights, wiring adapter. Go ahead and lower the trailer on down. We've got our hitch and our coupler lined up here, so we're going to crank it down to lower on there. Once the pressure's off the pedestal here, you can remove the pin from the pedestal, slide it up, place the pin back in, and lock it into position like that. You need to close the coupler here. Make sure it's secured and latched underneath. That shows you that it's secured. You also have a safety pin that needs to go just behind, and there's this little sticker there saying always insert safety pin here. So you insert your safety pin, make sure it goes all the way through, and comes out the other side like so. So now we have our safety chains for the trailer. We want to make sure we cross these underneath. We want to make an X here. That's designed to catch this in case it falls off the hitch. Last two steps, connect the wiring for the trailer and connect the brake safety mechanism. In case the trailer falls off, this brake's going to apply pressure, or this cable will apply pressure and actuate the brakes to stop the trailer. We're all set here. Alright, next step is to remove the transom straps. And they have a little release here. You just unfold that, it takes the pressure off, and you're able to unhook. You got one on each side. Up here and remove the cover starting from the back of the boat and roll it towards the front. Always want to take your shoes off. I like to pull each snap individually. If you pull from too far away from a snap, you have the potential of damaging the cover. So you want to work each snap independently. Up on the front here, you want to take a look at this. The windshield wiper actually stores on the outside of the cover on this boat. So you'll have to slide the cover out from underneath the wiper there and continue to remove the snaps. Our front section is, our cockpit section here is finished. We'll roll that up. Alright, once we have the cover off and the transom straps are removed, we're going to pull the plug and install that. I like to keep it in the driver's cup holder, that way if I'm getting ready to go and it's in the cup holder, I know it's not in the boat. So we're going to go ahead and install that using an adjustable wrench. So you can start by threading it by hand. I like to get it hand tight and then just snug it up with a wrench. It's brass on brass, you don't want to over tighten it. Soft metals. You just want to turn it till you get a good amount of resistance and then you're good shape there. Alright. So this boat is equipped with a dual battery switch, and the selector switch is under the rear seat here in the corner. You're going to remove the cushion, and you can see the two batteries here right up top. The battery switch is actually towards the bow of the boat underneath, and we're going to rotate from the off position. We're going to rotate from the off position to the both position. So we're going to use both batteries to start this boat. Once our battery switch is on, next step is to turn the blower on. We recommend running the blower for 4 minutes before you run the starter and move the boat. So we're going to turn the blower on. And it takes us about 5 minutes to pull over to the ramp and back down the ramp. So by the time we get to the bottom of the ramp, all the fuel vapors will be evacuated from the engine compartment and we'll be ready to go. Let's go back it up. Alright, so we're set up now. We've got the truck backed into the water. Trailer fender is just barely sticking out about 2 inches there. That's what we're looking for. The front bunks are up out of the water, but the rear bunks are in. That gives us a nice angle to launch and load up at the end of the day. We have tension on the winch strap right now. It's tight, so we're going to crank it and release the lever here, and then release the tension off the strap, and then we'll unhook. Now the boat is ready to launch. Okay, so the boat's in the water. We turned our blower on before we started backing up, so the blower's now been on for 4 minutes. Next thing to do is lower the trim so that the outdrive is down in the water. So we're going to use the bottom button here on the trim switch and go to about half trim. Now the blower's been on, so we could turn that off. Turn the volume down a little bit, and we'll turn it over. Now our trim is down, we're ready to back off. Actually, let's start with about a halfway trim. That way, in case there's any rocks or debris behind the boat as we're backing off the ramp, the trim is up, so we'll help avoid those obstacles. Alrighty. Alright, so blower's been running for 4 minutes, keys in ignition. Always want to check your safety lanyard. If you'd like, you can wear this around your wrist and snap it shut here. What's designed is if you fall out of the boat, it pulls this tab and it actually kills the engine. So if you're having issues with the motor dying or it won't start, first thing to check would be your lanyard here, make sure that's installed properly and the switch is up. And then check your shifter to verify that it's in neutral. The boat will not start in gear. So we're in neutral, lanyard's installed, blower's been running, so let's fire it up. So we're going to trim to about half trim, in case we have any debris back there. And we're going to press the thumb release button here for the shifter and place it into reverse, and then slowly advance the throttle back to increase the throttle and put the boat in reverse. You feel it slide off there. Just want to keep easing it on back. Once you're going, you can just let it coast on out. Good shot of the trailer here in front of us, where we need to be. Alright, so we're underway. The boat is running now. So we're in neutral with the shifter here in the vertical position. So you go to drive, you depress the button here with your thumb and you advance the throttle forward until it clicks into gear. And from there you can advance the throttle further forward to accelerate. Running at slow speeds, coming out of marine, it's not a bad idea to keep running your bilge blower until you get out of there. Not much airflow, so that helps pull some fresh air in. Right now we're idling out of the marina. You can see on the dash here, got oil pressure at 50 psi, engine temp looks normal at about 155, 160 there. Trim is currently down, but we can trim up a little bit and verify that the trim gauge is functioning properly and the trim is working. Everything seems good there. Our tack over here is looking good. We're about 600 RPMs, and we'll bump it up a little bit just to verify that it's working properly. Up to 1,000 RPM there. The depth finder here is showing 31, 32 feet, so the depth finder is also working well. I'll do a quick tour of the engine compartment here. This will start with the oil. Oil is marked in yellow on this boat, so your oil fill is marked here with a cap with a yellow lid. Your oil dipstick is here with a yellow handle on it, and it has threads so that you can pump it out using a Mercury or Mercruiser oil drain pump. Your gear lube or reservoir is here. It's a blue fluid that lubricates the drive unit. It has a reservoir here, and when the reservoir gets low, you'll have a warning buzzer from the dash to remind you to add more. You just unthread the top here and add some more gear lube to it and then thread it back on. Your power steering pump and power steering fluid is down below here. There's I believe a brown label on that one to indicate that it's for power steering. And then back in the corner up here underneath is your trim, your power trim. It's back there, that pump with the yellow cap on it. And you use the same fluid for power steering and power trim fluid in Mercruiser. Oil filter here. I think that's about it for the motor compartment. We're here in neutral, we're just going to take off and verify that everything comes up to speed normally and verify wide open throttle speed and RPM. So we're shifting into gear here, pushing the release lever there with the thumb and advance the throttle on forward to accelerate. As we speed up, we can add a little trim. So we're going to trim up a little bit. That's going to help maximize our fuel economy, give us the smoothest ride possible. We're going to go up to full RPM here and see what's going on. So our trim's at about halfway. Right now, motor's pushing about 4,500 RPMs. Coming to the stop, and I just want to show you the gauge here on the driver's side. It's a multi-function. You can press the mode button to jump from screen to screen. Right now we're showing 13 volts, 65 hours. We'll press the mode button one time. Now we're showing, looks like fuel consumption 0.6 gallons per hour, 212 gallons used. RPM's at 540, 550. Depth and feed is at 66, 67. And back to speedometer at 0 miles per hour, and it shows the water temp at 91 degrees. Crisp and refreshing. We also have a systems indicator showing battery okay, temperature okay, and PSI okay. If there's anything that's off in your motor diagnostics, you'll get a warning buzzer from this system to remind you. You can even display your oil pressure there at 27.3 at idle. Trim is at 0.1. As we trim up, we'll see that trim gauge change. Now we're at 3.3. Trim on back down. And back to engine temp and oil pressure. So here's a good view of the trailer in the water. We're about to put it back on there and load up. So I just want to see the position the trailer should be in when we start to approach. See the front of the fenders just barely sticking out, and the back of the fenders are underwater. That's where you want to be. Alright, so we're coming in nice and slow. Just want to get centered up and just ease it onto the trailer. Trailer's deep like we had it, it'll catch you, so you really can't get too out of position. Give it a little throttle to throttle it up on there. You'll have somebody up front helping you out to attach that winch strap and crank it up tight. Right, so we have the driver back there. He has the boat in gear still, so he's pushing the boat, just trying to force it up onto the trailer. I'm just going to help out with the winch strap here. Connect the winch strap and then we'll pull it on out with the assistance of the motor. Right, so once we're back on the trailer, we want to trim the engine all the way up. You press the button gently, it'll trim all the way to about halfway, which is the maximum for running. But if you want to put it on a trailer, you need to press the button a little more firm and it'll actually trim up to a trailering position. So we're going to hold that button until the motor stops running. And we're there. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and have a great day on the lake. Thank you.